It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I wanted to make an interview with you actually, but I couldn't find the
Ah,
right time to do it. Yeah, because a few years ago I've done like episode about how to learn Korean, even though like I'm not fluent at all, but to give some advices and I talk to me in Korean actually, and this is one of my most listened episodes. So I thought it
mhm.
might be great maybe to have you on the podcast and talk a bit about talk to me in Korean.
That's great. Thank you for having me on.
So maybe first of all, for the one who just discovered you, maybe can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I am HyunWoo's son. I am from South Korea. I was born and raised here, and I still live here. And I run this brand called Talk to Me in Korean. The website is at talktomekorean.com, and I've been running it for the past 15 years, and it's been a great journey so far. I have helped directly and indirectly Korean learners around the world through our courses, YouTube videos, and published books. So we have more than 40 books published and delivered to various parts of the world every day. And we have more than 80 different courses online where people can learn to speak the Korean language. So that is what I do.
And I saw like I was checking Talk to Me in Korean website and I saw that you reached the 1 million print for the books, right?
Oh, yes, yes. We have sold more than a million copies worldwide. So
Wow.
that's something to, yeah, celebrate. Yeah.
And maybe for the one who just discovered Talk to Me in Korean, personally, I started to learn Korean with Talk to Me in Korean. I think that Talk to Me in Korean is one of the best resources to learn Korean, at least for me. I know that
Thank you.
some of like my listeners don't speak English, so we'll talk a bit about that later. But mainly, Talk to Me
hmm
in Korean resources are in English, and for me, it's the easiest way to learn Korean. And first of all,
hmm
thank you for providing such great resources
Thank
because
you.
it
Thank you
you
for using it.
you made Korean way more easy. Like I've been in Korea previously and I
hmm
learned with like the big university books. It's
hmm
great, but it might be confusing and overwhelming. Whereas with documentary in Korean, I guess that I think that is more like it's hana hana, step by step.
Yeah.
So it's
hmm
easier, like it's more like small pieces to learn. So that's why I want to talk about it. And I very encourage our listeners to maybe check it out. And yeah, so
Yeah.
just you kind of introduced it, but can you tell us a bit more why you decided to
hmm
create documentary in Korean?
Yeah, the main two main parts of the Talk to Me in Korean story is, like you said, why, and of course, after that, how. And the why is the beginning. And I have this linguistic background of, I used to only speak Korean, like most Korean people living in Korea, until the age of 17, I think. So that's when I first started learning English
Hmm.
as my first foreign language. And then after learning English, after acquiring this language, there were some things that I learned like, okay, so after I learn a new language, I can think in two different languages. After I learn the third language, I can think in three different languages. That expands my horizons and I can experience more things. I can see more information this way. So my world has gotten bigger and smaller at the same time. So I wanted to give this kind of experience to people who are not in Korea but want to learn Korean because of their own reasons, right? So my background is somebody who only lived in Korea for the majority of my life and still had to or wanted to learn this new language, which was English at first, and then French, Japanese, other languages. So I know the struggles. I know how hard it is to want to learn a language without living in the country where it's spoken every day. So that's my approach. So I started it mainly to help my personal friends at first. So I started with way before Talk to Me Korean, like 5 years before Talk to Me Korean, I started a blog and then I started an audio, not a podcast back then, but audio-based blog and then a YouTube channel. And then, yeah, everything kind of led to the next thing. And eventually, when I decided that this was going to be my first full-time job, I opened Talk to Me in Korean, made a company, registered it, and yeah, I am here now.
Mhm. I saw in one video now you just confirmed that you speak a little bit of French.
Yeah, yeah. I also had to study it, yeah, without living in France. So, yeah, je parle aussi un peu de français
Hmm.
et c'est Je sais, c'est assez difficile pour beaucoup de gens d'apprendre la langue coréenne sans habiter ici en Corée. Donc,
Mhm.
voudrais faire la même chose pour les autres.
Wow, bravo.
Yeah. Without a lot of practice, my French is a little rusty, but I want to improve it again.
But actually, French is, I guess, even harder than Korean and other languages.
Um, it can be difficult, but I know Korean is really, really difficult because it is such an isolated language.
Mm,
French is at least related to other European
Spanish,
languages. Yeah,
yeah,
Spanish, if you know
Italian.
a lot of Spanish, you can kind of use it as a clutch. But here in Korea, it's just the Korean language, although it is similar to Chinese and Japanese.
Yeah, right. So if you
It's
get,
very
you know,
isolated.
Hanja or other stuff like the characters, or even Chinese Hanzi, it might be easier to learn
Mm.
Korean. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But even for French people, French is hard. So your French is great.
Thank you,
And
merci.
for the resources that you propose, that you offer, can you tell a bit more like what Talk to Me in Korea offers?
Yeah, at first when we started, we didn't have everything covered, obviously,
Mhm.
but now after 10 plus years, we are happy to say that we have basically everything that a learner would need in like general circumstances. Of course, we don't have books for simultaneous translation. We don't have books for, I guess, like really specific purposes, but for the general uses, for the general masses, we have everything from the writing system, Hangul, all
Mhm.
the way up to reading news articles in Korean. And we recently also published our first course, it's a simple course, but on topic, the test, the
Yeah.
Korean proficiency test. And we also recently launched a reading app. So we have everything from absolute beginner level to advanced level.
Mhm.
And like you said nicely, Margo, we want to make everything easy to understand because without understanding, a language is just memory work, and
Mhm.
memory work is no fun. It's not motivating, and people give up very easily. You have to have a lot of aha moments. Oh, okay, so that's why it's like that. So we try to offer a lot of background information about everything.
Oh yeah, I saw that you launched the topic part, and I wish I had that when I was studying for the topic actually, because at first when I was studying the topic, like there wasn't that many information about it. So I guess for the one who are listening to us and who are preparing for the topic, it might be a great thing. So for the
Yeah.
topic, like is it for topic 1 and topic 2, right?
So yeah, right now we just have one topic two test preparation, like
Okay.
or model test,
Mhm.
mock exam. But we are also working on the easier level, topic one, and we will also be launching or publishing a book for
Oh, okay.
topic. So we're not like, trying to compete with all these universities that have a lot of topic books because, it's still a small sector for us, but
Mhm.
we do want to show people what kind of materials we can make if Talk to Me in Korean decides to, give topic a try.
Yeah.
Because if we are going to publish the same kind of book as everybody else's, we don't have to do it, but we want to make a difference.
Because topic on my personal hand is quite, for the topic 2, it's way harder than topic 1 and way longer.
Mm.
So it might be intimidating. So it might be great if you create some content about that. I wish I had that at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I also saw that because when I learned with Talk to Me in Korean, it was back then in 2018. So was quite a while. So I saw that you used to have, but you also have now like courses online. Like you can have like the level 1, 2, until 10 or 11.
10. Yes. Yes.
10,
Yes.
11.
So we have the main essential curriculum courses are based on the 10 levels, and these are all audio courses so that you can, if you have our books, you can study along with the books. If you don't have the books, you can read the lesson notes and study. And after taking one each level, you can go to the speak and write practice section and then review. So one thing that we do not offer is like one-on-one tutoring sessions.
Yeah.
We don't do that, and we probably won't do that in the future either. But we try to get as close to that as possible with our review sessions.
Yeah, because it might be very time consuming to do 101 courses. It might be even impossible to
Yeah,
do
I
that.
mean, yeah, if I were to do that myself, it
Yeah.
would be time consuming, but there are other platforms like italki or Amazing
Yeah.
Talker or Preply that do offer lots of, tutoring options. So, you can learn with us and then practice with those other tutoring sites, I think.
And you also provide like level tests, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That are
that's
very
right.
useful. Sometimes I like to go back to talk to me in Korean and do the tests just to see if I have
Uh-huh.
improved or on the contrary regressed.
Exactly.
If you work
Mhm.
with the books and you take the test, you can immediately know which book you have to buy.
Exactly, exactly. And the level test is, of course, not as comprehensive as the topic test, for example, but it's something light. It takes, even if you go all the way up to level 10, it takes, just a few minutes of your time to see. And it's, yeah, more than a super professional, accurate test. It's more of a guide for what level you need to go to or what book you need to start with.
Mm. And I wanted to talk about something because you may know, but Korean culture and Korean language is more and more popular these days,
Mhm.
in France especially. And I wanted to have your takes on what do you think about that?
As a Korean person, I'm very happy about it. And it's also very interesting and fascinating. And as somebody who does Korean language education, this is really good news. But at the same time, contrary to popular belief, like just because drama or a movie is a big hit, just because something becomes really successful, like a song or a music band, doesn't mean there will be suddenly a lot more learners. So I see the interest going up, but it takes a while before people actually decide to actually learn the language too.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen that happening over the past 10 years. I remember going to Mexico City, Mexico, in 2013, and I walked into a random bar in this foreign country and I heard Gangnam Style by Psy playing in the bar. Nobody had any idea what language that was, right? Like that was 11 years ago. And now, if you walk into a pub in a foreign city and Korean music is playing, everybody knows that it's Korean.
Mm.
So I've seen that kind of change happen. And another thing is maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, people who were studying Korean on their own in their own, I guess, room in their house, in their city, were kind of lonely in
Mm-hmm.
this, on this quest. Like they were studying Korean, they were loving it. But when they told their friends, hey, I'm learning Korean these days, everybody was like, why? Why that language? But now, if you tell somebody that you're learning Korean, people, say, oh, amazing. That's, fascinating. People show more support and interest. So I've seen that kind of change as well. So I think, it's really welcome news for Korea, of course, but it's interesting. And for me personally, for my French, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently watching a show in French, which
Mm-hmm.
is Into the Night on Netflix.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a French show, but 90% of the conversations are in French. So Into the Night is a show that's in French. And I'm watching that one show, but I don't follow any like musicians. I don't know any actresses or actors that I like in France or from France. So that makes it harder for me to naturally follow somebody, like,
Mm.
follow up
Yeah.
on the next thing that they do. But for Korean learners, it is easier now to continue learning because they have so many artists that they can follow, like movies that they can watch. So that's, I think, great.
Yeah, you're totally right because I talked with other people about French and a lot told me that it was hard for French because you can't find like good resources. It's more
Mm,
difficult to find resources in French. And I had the same problem with Japanese at first when I started to learn Japanese. I couldn't find any
mm,
interesting stuff. That's why after that I switched with Korean. And when I discovered Korean, I was like, oh my God, yeah, it's for
mm.
me. So I can
Yeah.
understand it's very hard to learn a language when you can't find any resources. And in French, the thing is, for me, I don't consume that much French resources, series, and stuff like that. I'm not very big fan of it, so I couldn't even
Mm.
recommend you stuff. I know that
Mm.
Lupin is great,
Yeah, yeah.
but we
I
don't
watched
have
that too.
actually. If I have to be honest, French is not France is not very great with series and movies, actually.
Mm.
Even though like we have the Cannes Festival and stuff like that, but I mean, with series, we are
Yeah.
not that great. I mean, Korea is way beyond.
Yeah. Right now, so not because I am running Talk to Me in Korean, but I think Korean is now easier than ever before to learn as a language because on one side we have all these great content, books, movies, and dramas and songs, and then if people actually do want to study because they were interested in those things, they come onto the learning platform side of things,
Mhm.
and they have Talk to Me in Korean or other content creators that are always providing more and more content. So learners will never have to worry about what materials they can study with because
Yeah.
there's so many.
And for the one who are hesitating maybe to learn Korean, do you have any advice maybe to tell them, to give them?
Advice is, well, there can be many different situations that learners have, but my only common advice for learners of the Korean language is just please continue learning because the only thing that causes failure in language learning, the only reason that people fail in learning a new language is because they stop. Doesn't matter what you study with. If you study with Talk to Me in Korean, I would of course be happy. But even if you study with other things, as long as you continue learning, eventually your Korean will be good. The only reason you don't speak good Korean is because you stopped somewhere. Yeah, so I just want to say continue. And then if you agree, you have to think about what will make you continue learning Korean. Like, are you using good enough materials? Are you watching good enough, like interesting enough movies? Things like that. So continuation is the most important thing.
And for the one who just like who wants to learn with Talk to Me in Korean, can you tell us why they should learn with Talk to Me in Korean?
We're simply the best.
I can't deny it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we want to, that's my teaching style, my learning style too. We break things down into easily digestible chunks. And of course, in addition to us, there are more teachers, online teachers out there who do their own things really well. Some people can be more humorous than us. Some people can be more charming than us, maybe more or younger than us or older than us. But we have the most comprehensive approach. So some people might only have one-on-one sessions, might only have one ebook, might only have one course, but we're a subscription-based model. So if you use Talk to Me in Korean through the subscription, you actually have access to dozens of courses. So that's why. That's something that I wanted to build for a really long time. And we're very happy that we did build it. So we realized after 40 plus books, 80 plus courses, we were finally ready to move on to something new. So that is why we made this completely new reading app, because not just Korean, but if you look at any language in the world, one of the most common problems is that learners don't know what to read. Like they don't like if you want to read in Japanese, it is either very difficult novels or more difficult stuff, or children's books. Children's books are surprisingly more difficult too. So Korean has the same or did have the same problem. So we wanted to fix that. So that's why we made that app too.
And I was wondering about something. Maybe the only barrier that French people might have to learn with Talk to Me in Korean, maybe it is the language. Do you plan on maybe in some years translating in other languages, maybe in French or because I remember maybe that you translated in Spanish?
Yeah, so we did try a few things. So we published one book in Spanish, and we also published another book into Chinese. We published it in Taiwan. So we did try a few things, and we're realizing now it is becoming possible, more easily possible because of AI tools. So instead of, I'm thinking right now, so we're going to experiment, obviously, but instead of having to record all the lessons once again in French, we can use the existing ones and turn everything into French using AI tools or by adding subtitles or voiceovers. So, of course, it won't be the same as me teaching or somebody else teaching in French, like from the beginning, but it'll be kind of somewhere between, in between. It's definitely going to be better than nothing, and I think we can make it decent enough. So yeah, we do want to do that this year.
Okay.
I've been doing lots of experiments with AI voices. I've actually cloned my voice many times. So we're seeing how I would sound in French if AI talked like me.
Yeah, I saw that you can now like do this kind of stuff. But the thing is, I guess that AI will be get better and better like with the
Yeah.
years. So even though now it won't be perfect, you might maybe improve it like in the next years or something like that. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah. So
are AI very like accurate with the language? Because sometimes you have some semantic differences or maybe errors. So is it
we will, of course, have to check for those errors, and we can proofread everything. So basically, we want to reach more people, French speakers, Spanish speakers, I guess Arabic speakers. So instead of doing, because we have more than 1,000 lessons on our website, we can't do another set of 1,000 lessons. We can't do another set of 1,000 lessons. So the only way to duplicate all our lessons in other languages would be to use AI tools cleverly.
Yeah, that's the great news for the one who are listening. I
Yeah.
will check that out. I'm curious about that. But I guess the
Yeah.
most urgent or important is maybe the 10 first level, I guess. And then the other book will come along the way with the years. Personally, I studied because I have your books behind.
Thank
I
you.
first studied with not the Hangul, but with like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First started with that, and that is very, very helpful.
That's awesome.
And maybe we can talk about the future of Talk to Me in Korean, even though like you started to talk about it. Do you have, apart from the app that you created like this year, that you launched this year, do you have any other project for this year or the recent years, the next years?
For the near future, we will, of course, do language expansion into other languages. For the far future, we actually have bigger goals because we have a lot of Korean people living overseas, and their children will also eventually want to learn Korean when, as their heritage languages, when they want to come back to Korea eventually, or, if they want to have the motherland experience, maybe if they choose to. So we want to be there as the educators for their own heritage language, because the approach should be a little bit different because they will grow up hearing Korean and understanding it. So we want to do that. And also, Korean population is decreasing, as you know, which will only mean one thing: more and more people will move to Korea as immigrants. So the immigration policies will and should change for Korea. So in 20 years, maybe 10 years even, Korea will look very different from what it is now in terms of population composition. So of course, we will need to offer Korean education for people who want to live in Korea as a registered citizen in the future. So yeah, those things, we have a ton of work to do.
For those projects, is it more like on the side of still with the website Talk to Me in Korean, or you're more like thinking about a school, an academy?
So I don't know yet. We'll see. But it'll be all under the Talk to Me in Korean brand, expanded brand, of course. But there's a lot more work to be done, a lot more people that we can help with our experience.
Okay, that's interesting. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that you will translate the courses, because it's something that I saw like a lot of people wanted the courses to be translated in French, and I guess that Talk to Me in Korean will be more easier to like reach once it's in French.
Yeah. I'm very confident in the effectiveness or the efficiency of our lessons. So even when it's translated, when the whole curriculum is translated into French or other languages, I'm sure that we will be able to help a lot of people learn Korean quickly.
I'm sure of that because I know that once the courses are available in French, I'm pretty sure that
Mm.
everyone will go to your website. I'm pretty sure of it.
Mhm.
I'm sure
Wow,
because
thank you. Thank you.
I was in this place. I understand English, so it was easier for me to
Mm.
learn. I think even that explaining in English is maybe easier than in French, but I know it might
Mm.
be hard for certain people because they don't speak enough English or stuff like that.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I'm sure
Mhm.
that Talk to Me in Korean will get even more popular in France once it's translated. So thank you
Oh,
for
wow. Yeah.
providing such resources and great resources because thanks to Talk to Me in Korean, I was able to start Korean. And because I learned for maybe 5 months before going to South Korea at a time, and
Mhm.
it helped quite a lot. I was able to
Mm.
survive there.
Wow, that's awesome. I hope you continue learning as well.
I have to admit that I have stopped learning like academically with books and I only like
Mm.
maintain my level with dramas and resources. I have to admit it. I understand
Yeah,
more
I mean,
than
that's good
I
too.
speak. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's the problem for a lot of people who understand more than we speak. That's my
Yeah, I
issue.
mean, it's a problem, but at the same time, it's a very natural thing. It's the same for me with all the languages that I've learned. I've never met anyone who can speak more than they can understand. That'll be a bigger problem. They can just talk, but then they won't be able to understand what other people tell them. So I think that's really natural, nothing to consider as a major problem. So as long as you continue learning and as long as I continue practicing my French, in the future when we meet in person, we can get rid of English and
Yeah,
한국어랑 프랑스어로 말할 수 있어요.
that might be a great thing. I hope that someday I
Yeah.
will be able to speak fluently Korean. That's pretty much it, I think. Do you want to add anything for the listeners?
Like I said, thank you for studying with Talk to Me in Korean. We know that there are like more exciting things to watch on YouTube. If you're on our YouTube channel, Talk to Me in Korean. I know on YouTube there's like all these other funny videos that you can watch, but so many people actually choose to watch our videos on YouTube, and that's amazing. Watching anything educational on YouTube it's yeah, something that requires a lot of willpower and concentration. So I think it's fascinating that so many people do that, choose to do that. And tons of people also come to our website and study with our books too. So I just want to say that everybody's doing a fantastic job and you're not doing me any favor. You're doing yourselves a big favor by learning this new language because that will eventually give you more opportunities and keep your mind sharp, you know, and you will basically learn more about the world by learning new languages, especially Korean.
Mm. And you also have like TikTok and Instagram. And if I remember
Yeah,
correctly, you also make like content like reels
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Instagram.
Exactly. We
Everyone
have
will
we
want to
post
learn with that.
yeah, we post lots of funny reels and shorts as well. That's not our main thing, but we do post at least 3, 4 times a week. So you can look for Talk to Me in Korean on Instagram. But our main video platform is YouTube, and our main education platform is our own website, talktomekorean.com.
I will let all your social media information and the website on the description box of this interview.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it will be easier to find you. And yeah, thank you again for this interview. I'm very happy to be able to talk to you and get to know more about Talk to Me in Korean, even though I know quite a lot, but I wanted to do this interview for a while. So thank you.
Thank you very much for having me on and for your time. Thank you.
Have a
Have a good
nice
day.
evening. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye bye.